Ready?
Yeah, rolling.
Okay. I'd first like to start by reiterating the district's deepest sympathy for the Carter family. This is obviously a very difficult time for them. It's not only a tragic loss for them, but it's a tragic loss for the district and the schools as well. As everyone is aware, tomorrow is the first day of school. That means normal transition that takes place at all of our campuses. But obviously that transition is going to be overshadowed by Leonard Carter's death at Lamar High School tomorrow. To prepare for that, the district is bringing in 5 additional counseling staff to Lamar High School, in addition to the 8 counseling staff that are already present at Lamar High School. They're on staff year-round. Of the 5 additional counseling staff that will be at Lamar High School tomorrow, 3 of those are senior level counseling staff and 2 are staff psychologists. Their role and their goal, obviously, is to help everyone deal with what's happened this weekend. It's going to be a time for them to speak with students, with staff, with the coaches, with Leonard's teammates. It's obviously going to be a very difficult time for them. The staff will remain there as long as the campus and as long as the principal deem necessary. There will be no time limit on how long that counseling staff will be there. In addition to the additional counseling staff brought in tomorrow, the principal, Mr. James McSwain, will be making an announcement in the morning to all students and staff. That will be followed by a moment of silence on the campus, and then all day tomorrow, flags will be flown at half-mast. The district obviously recognizes that this is a very difficult time, has plans in place for crises like this, just like this with regard to counseling teams that will be in place. So sending them out to a school is something that the district is prepared for and will continue to do. Heaven forbid should we have another instance like this. I'll open it up to any questions that you may have at this time.
Would this have been Leonard's first year at Lamar High School?
Leonard, this would have been his first year. He was going into his sophomore year at Lamar High School. He was a freshman last year at Westside High School and played freshman football there.
Is Westside High School a HISD school?
Westside High School is an HISD high school.
Will they also have counseling staff there?
I'm sure that there will be counseling staff made, amenities made for that as well. Obviously, the coach of that football team has been vocal in expressing his sympathy and sorrow for the family as well. So as far as additional staffing, I'm sure that there will be some there as well. I'm speaking to obviously what's happening at Lamar High School since he would have been a student there tomorrow.
Will all flags fly at half-mast at all the schools or just at Lamar?
And that's a campus to campus decision. They will be flown for sure at half-mast at Lamar High School and at this building as well.
How are, I don't know if y'all had any contact, how are Leonard's coaches doing, the ones that were there yesterday when the event actually took place?
The coaches that were involved at the event obviously are very distraught and heartbroken about this. He was an outstanding individual, one that was loved by teammates, coaches, parents, students, and teachers alike. So this is a tremendous loss for them. Obviously, seeing the incident happen, being there in the immediate moments afterward are something that's very traumatic, and there will be obviously counselors that will be tending to them as well.
I don't know if football practice was planned for this week. Have the coaches talked about we're not going to have football practice? Are we going to go on in Leonard's memory?
All of the I guess accommodations with regard to practices, there's still discussion underway. This is all still very early, still very fresh in the coaches' minds. And the district's goal, first and foremost right now, is to make sure that everyone's getting the support that they need. Procedural matters such as practices for the duration of the week are things that will be discussed throughout the week, but obviously our goal, first and foremost, is to make sure that everyone is taken care of mentally and physically.
Any idea whether, if it is early, you might be looking at practice policies? Obviously, we don't know if practice had anything to do with this death, but any idea that you guys might be reviewing water breaks, heat, things like that?
I think that it's safe to say that all policies probably bear some reviewing. However, as far as a formal review by the district, that's yet to be determined. I can tell you, though, that even before this tragic incident and even before the start of this practice season this year, HISD had already taken a very aggressive stance in terms of making sure that all students, all athletes got what they needed. Water breaks, breaks during two-a-days, cooling on the sidelines, not only just water on the sidelines, but water bottles that were actually carried out to players on the field. So this is a policy and a practice that's been in place for some time, and it obviously will continue.
Have y'all had any contact with the family? Has Dr. Stripling called and wished them our condolences?
Dr. Stripling actually has been in more contact with the principal at this point. I'm sure that she'll be making some contact with the family in the days ahead. Mr. James McSwain, who is the principal of Lamar High School, obviously was there when it happened, followed the family to the hospital and was with them for the duration of the day yesterday. They are reacting as anyone would after losing a loved one in this very tragic manner. They're extremely upset and very heartbroken, and this is going to be a very difficult time for them in the days and weeks ahead.
Was Leonard at Lamar on a special program of some type? I noticed his home address. Doesn't
Sure.
really look like it falls within the Lamar.
He was a transfer student. Lamar High School is one of our campuses that has some magnet programs at the campus, and I can get you some additional information if you're wanting that. Anything else?
So anything
Okay.
about why kind of about what he was involved in football and
At this point, our information, he'd been an athlete. His father has a great love for football. Leonard obviously had a great love for football. So at this point, as far as athletics are concerned, the information we have is that he was involved in football.
what kind of student he was?
I don't have that information. I can tell you, though, from the reaction from coaches, teachers, and parents that were present yesterday, everyone had nothing but very glowing and positive things to say about Leonard, about his character, about the way he handled his friendships and relationships with students and teachers alike, someone who was very well liked by everyone.